Episode 12 starts off with Iron, Igris, Tank, and Tusk fending off the incoming ants, while the hunters stand there confused about what was going on. That's when the Shadow Monarch himself, Jin Woo, also shows up and takes the front. With all contact lost with the hunters on the island, concern regarding their safety and about the current situation starts spreading among the public and in the hunter organization. Jin Woo signals Iron to raise his power in order to attract the ants' attention. He then orders his top 4 to unleash hell upon them. While the rest go on the offense, Tusk stays behind to guard the hunters using his magic shields. Not wasting crucial time, Jin Woo gives each of the injured hunters a healing potion that quickly restores them all to good health again. He then gives Hee in the same potion, but it fails to work on her since her injuries were too severe to be healed with it. Their only option was to evacuate, but right then another swarm of ants started arriving. At the organization, President Go expresses his deep sorrow over his uselessness for not being able to be there with his fellow hunters, while Chairman Matsumoto of Japan's team gets the shocking news that Goto had most likely been killed. Jin Woo tells the hunters he'll carve out a path for them and asks them to follow Tusk on it while his shadows fend off the attacking ants, and in case any of them slip in, the hunters would have to fight them. They all agree, and Jin Woo begins to put his plan into action, starting off by summoning forth undead ants, but suddenly he stops. The ants start backing away and clear the path from which the black ant appears again. Its tremendous aura envelopes the entire area, but that doesn't hinder Jin Woo in any way as he confidently walks straight up to this terrible calamity. The two titans face off in an intense stare down, following which the black ant asks Jin Woo if he was the king. Jin Woo gets amused by the ant's ability to speak. It lets out a blood-curdling screeching sound right at his face, but Jin Woo remains unfazed. The telecommunications get restored suddenly, and the image of Jin Woo standing in front of the tyrant ant starts getting broadcasted everywhere. No one is more excited to see him than President Go, of course, who leaves his hopes in Jin Woo's hands. The black ant then suddenly hits Jin Woo with one of its deadly punches at point-blank range. While the other hunters and even the ant itself believe that had done the job, Jin Woo appears almost unhurt by the strike as the dust settles. He counters by subduing the ant with his gravity spell, and then by throwing a solid punch of his own. Though that's not enough for the ant either. The ant then hits back at Jin Woo, and so starts a sequence of back and forth punches between the two unstoppable forces. Their intensity is so high that the cameraman can barely even stay in position. Jin Woo then lands a blow that sends the ant flying back. It starts wondering what this human it was facing exactly was as it clashed fists with Jin Woo. Jin Woo then lands a fist to the face. The ant shoots out its tongue with a dagger-like tip and cuts Jin Woo just a bit with it. However, the toxin within it that the black ant had refined using its magic powers immediately takes effect, making Jin Woo fall to his knees, after getting intel that the creature responsible for Goto and everyone's death could possibly be injured. Matsumoto orders his remaining 3 hunters to go after it and finish the job. However, after witnessing the black ant's power, one of the 3 hunters refuses to take part in this. Back in the Queen's lair, Jin Woo is back on the offensive again after making a full recovery thanks to his detoxification buff. He senses the ant was starting to show anxiety and decides to finish things up quickly for Cha-hee-in's sake as time was running out quickly for her. After finding out that neither its speed nor its poison was effective against Jin Woo, the black ant grows out dagger-like talons from both its arms to slice Jin Woo up instead. Jin Woo follows suit by bringing out the Demon Monarch's daggers too. What ensues next is an incredible showdown between 2 supreme fighters. Jin Woo and the black ant go berserk on one another, leaving nothing behind on the table. Jin Woo is not only able to keep up with the ant's speed, but is able to overwhelm it with his. Then all of a sudden, he finds himself about to be stabbed right in the eye by the ant. Suddenly, he unlocks a new skill called mutilation that allows him to slice up the ant several times within a fraction of a second before it can even react. The ant realizes it's in serious trouble and quickly begins to retreat, but Jin Woo catches up to it instantly and uses his new skill once again, leaving the ant unarmed, literally. Out of frustration, the black ant calls for help from the rest of the ants, to which Jin Woo happily replies with his army of shadow warriors. Now, in the deepest recesses of despair, the black ant starts questioning reality. It was supposed to be the one to rule all, the strongest among the strong, but right now all it did was desperately try to escape from Jin Woo's clutches. Now at maximum level, Jin Woo uses mutilation one last time and puts an end to the black ant's tyranny forever. With their king dead, the ants retreat, and Jin Woo quickly heads over to Hee-in, who was at death's door. As a last resort, he gives her the elixir of life that saved his mother. But the system notifies him her condition wasn't covered by this drug. With not enough time to evacuate and shadow exchange also unusable for some time, hope starts slipping away for Hien. The season finale begins with Jin Woo asking the cameraman to turn his camera off. He then has Tusk place the deceased Min Byung-goo's body next to Hien. Unable to comprehend what was going on, Yoon-ho asks Jin Woo what he was planning to do, to which Jin Woo asks him to keep quiet as they were already short on time. Jin Woo then performs his shadow extraction skill on Min, erecting a shadow warrior out of him. Jin Woo tells Yoon-ho that he had heard Min's voice telling him to use his powers. Min's shadow warrior goes over to heal Hien all by himself without any orders from Jin Woo, attesting to the kind of person he was. The rest of the hunters start realizing just how incredible Jin Woo's powers really were and why they must not be made public. Yoon-ho tells Jin Woo that while Min's powers would be of great help to Jin Woo, Min himself was not someone who wanted to fight. Yoon-ho then places his hand on Jin Woo's shoulder and pleads he doesn't send him into battle again. Yoon-ho's sentiments reach Jin Woo loud and clear, as he was already planning to set him free from the start. Jin Woo then cancels the extraction, during which Min looks at Yoon-ho one last time with a content smile, bringing tears to the otherwise hardcore hunter's face. Having already lost too many on the battlefield, Matsumoto is forced to call his troops back in order to not risk any more damage. Meanwhile, the ants outside of the nest start going out of control, attacking everything in sight. The teams of hunters on standby near the island engage them to prevent any from getting to the mainland. The assault team is finally able to escape as well, although Jin Woo had chosen to stay behind to take care of the remaining ants and eggs in the nest. Back in the nest, Jin Woo continues to wipe out his enemies with ease. Using the Demon Monarch's longsword, he deals a ton of damage with just a swing. As his soldiers take care of the rest, Jin Woo's level as Shadow Monarch keeps rising until finally it maxes out at 100. Jin Woo then goes over to the Black Ant's corpse, which even in death continued to exude a tremendous amount of aura. He performs his shadow extraction on it, but suddenly everything goes pitch dark, making Jin Woo wonder if something went wrong. Everything goes back to normal again, and out of nowhere, a cocoon appears, emitting brilliant blue light. From within emerges the Black Ant's shadow version. As Jin Woo begins to head over to the other ants for shadow extraction, the Black Ants call out to him, calling him king, leaving Jin Woo's jaw dropped as no shadow before him could speak. The Black Ant then asks him to give him a name as a notification for general rank pops up before him for the first time. Jin Woo asks him if he still wished to follow him despite being killed by him. The Black Ant expresses his joy over being reborn again and pledges his undying loyalty to Jin Woo. Jin Woo gives him the name Beru and finishes shadow extracting the other ants. As the standby teams continue to put up resistance against the hordes of ants, Jin Woo and Beru watch on from a distance. Beru tells Jin Woo the ant numbers were approximately 4,000. Jin Woo sends Beru off after them to reduce their numbers. While fighting off the ants, Hunter Song gets ambushed by an ant, though his life gets spared thanks to Beru's incredible speed. Simultaneously, the assault team faces a hard time trying to keep off the scores of ants attacking them. Jin Woo on his wyvern saves them too just as the ants break through their shield. Thanks to the courageous efforts of the hunters, most ants got killed. The S-rank hunters returned safely while Hien, who fell into a coma, got sent to a hospital. And with that, the 4th Jeju Island raid resulted in the hunters' victory. 2 days later, some of the ants that got away reach another country's borders. However, this country's hero, a dual sword wielder, takes out all of these ants in just one blow. Days after the raid, a monument paying tribute to the fallen heroes of the raid gets erected. While Jin Woo's monumental contributions to the mission were being recognized, some were blaming him for the casualties as he arrived late. Yoon-ho tells Jin Woo to raise his head as he was the one that put an end to this tragedy, while Chairman Go, on behalf of the entire Hunter organization, expresses his immense gratitude to Jin Woo for his help. After the chairman asks Jin Woo about his future plans, Jin Woo answers that he wanted to establish his own guild. Back at the island, the Night Guild is tasked with collecting resources and cleaning up. Suddenly, a big, bulky man wearing animal fur appears. As the Night Guild starts questioning him, they get knocked unconscious abruptly by an old ice elf. These two talk about some mystery man and then leave, entrusting this area to him. Before leaving, the bulky guy mentions some woman not liking this situation, and as he leaves, we see a glimpse of Sung Il Hwan in the corner. On his way home, Jin Woo gets a call from Chairman Go regarding a B-rank gate that had opened further up the highway and was blocking the traffic. Jin Woo agrees to handle it and goes inside all by himself. As soon as he enters, the gate becomes a red gate, trapping him inside, although Jin Woo remains calm. As the gate's magical beast appears, Jin Woo brings out his shadow army too in order to finish things quickly. The recent raid made Hee-in realize her limitations, but Jin Woo was different. Now, all she wanted was to get stronger so she could stand beside him. In a world where the tables can turn on them in an instant, hunters continue to battle. Whether it's for family, upholding their beliefs, proving themselves, or defying their fate, they keep hunting, never stopping and constantly looking for their